Memories are like soft lanterns glowing in the night. They light our path for a while, showing us where we have walked. Each person carries these lights within, from moments of joy to times of loss. They are part of who we are, and they give us shape. When we remember a warm smile, a gentle word, or the sound of laughter, we feel the echo of life continuing inside us. These memories remind us that we have lived, we have loved, and we have shared time with others. But memories are gentle visitors. They come to us quietly, often without warning. A familiar scent, a piece of music, or even the way the sunlight falls can open the door to the past. In those moments, we may feel touched by something larger than ourselves, as if life is reminding us of its depth. These moments are not a call to escape into the past. Instead, they can be like a soft bow to what has been, a simple acknowledgement of the life that brought us here. The danger is when we mistake these gentle visitors for permanent guests. If we try to hold them tightly, they lose their light. When we demand that yesterday stays alive forever, we only feel sorrow, because yesterday cannot return. The role of memory is not to trap us, but to remind us. To honor our memories means to welcome them with respect, but not to build our house inside them. A memory can give us wisdom, tenderness, and even comfort. Yet it always points us back to today. The gentle presence of memories shows us that life is precious, but it also whispers, "Do not forget where you stand now." When we hold too tightly to the past, we begin to suffer. At first it may seem harmless. We tell ourselves that remembering the old days keeps us safe or makes us strong. Yet slowly, this holding becomes a chain. The past was real, but it is no longer here. Life continues to move, yet we may stand still, caught in yesterday. Many people cling to moments of happiness, wishing they could repeat them again and again. Others cling to pain, replaying old wounds as if keeping them alive could give answers. In both cases, the result is the same. Our hearts grow heavy. We stop seeing what is before us, because our eyes are fixed on what is behind. Clinging creates an illusion. It makes us believe that the past is more important than the present moment. We may think, if only things were like before, I would be happy again. But this thought hides the truth. Happiness is not found in repeating old days. It is found in living fully the day we have now. When we refuse to release the past, we close ourselves off from the gifts of today. Relationships may suffer because we compare people to someone who is no longer here. Opportunities may pass because we are busy looking backward instead of forward. Even our own peace weakens because we fight a battle that cannot be won, the battle against time itself. Clinging is like trying to hold water in our hands. The tighter we squeeze, the faster it escapes. But when we open our hands, we feel the cool touch of water flow naturally. In the same way, letting the past rest in its place allows us to breathe again, to see clearly, and to walk more lightly in this life. There is a gentle but important difference between honoring the past and holding on to it. Honoring is like bowing with respect. It is a simple act of saying, "Thank you for what you gave me." Holding on, however, is like refusing to let someone leave the room. One action creates peace, while the other creates struggle. When we honor the past, we recognize that it has shaped us. We can look at a memory of a loved one and feel gratitude for their presence in our life. We can think of challenges we survived and feel thankful for the strength they gave us. In this way, the past becomes a teacher. It offers lessons, but it does not demand that we stay in the classroom forever. Holding on the other hand, means we do not allow life to flow. We try to keep the past alive, as if it could walk beside us forever. We may replay the same stories in our mind, again and again, not because they help us grow, but because we fear what life will be without them. This holding on often brings sadness and restlessness. To honor is to release with love. To hold on is to resist with fear. The first path allows us to keep the beauty of our past without losing the freedom of our present. The second path makes us prisoners of yesterday, unable to breathe freely today. When we understand this difference, we begin to walk with more balance. We can smile at our memories, bow to them gently, and then turn our eyes toward the road ahead. Life invites us to carry respect, not chains. Every person carries stories about the past. These stories are not only the events that happened, but also the way we explain them to ourselves. Two people may live through the same moment, yet each will tell a different story about it. Our stories give meaning, but they also shape how we live today. Sometimes our stories are kind and gentle. We may remember childhood days as simple and bright, even if they were not perfect. These kinds of stories give us comfort and help us feel connected to our journey. But other times, our stories are sharp and heavy. We may tell ourselves again and again that we were treated unfairly, or that we failed, or that life was against us. These stories may grow stronger each time we repeat them, until they become chains around our heart. It is important to see that a story is not the same as reality. Reality is gone the moment it passes. What remains is the story we create. This does not mean our stories are false. They are simply one way of looking, shaped by memory, emotion, and time. If we forget this, we may mistake our story for the only truth. When we recognize that our stories are flexible, we gain freedom. We can choose to tell a story of bitterness, or we can choose to tell a story of strength and growth. The same past can give us either pain or peace, depending on the story we choose to hold. To honor the past, we must become careful storytellers. We do not need to deny what happened, but we can shape our story in a way that supports our life now. In this way, yesterday becomes not a prison, but a guide. Regret often hides deep inside the heart. It may not speak loudly, but it sits quietly, pressing on us with its weight. We remember words we did not say, choices we did not make, or paths we did not take. These thoughts return again and again, whispering, "If only." In this way, regret ties us to the past more strongly than almost anything else. The danger of regret is that it looks backward while pretending to help us move forward. We believe that if we hold on to regret, we will learn not to repeat our mistakes. But regret is not the same as learning. True learning is gentle and open, while regret is heavy and closed. Instead of showing us the way, regret often keeps us frozen at the crossroads of yesterday. Some regrets are about harm we caused. Others are about missed chances or broken connections. But whatever the form, regret shares the same root, the wish to change what cannot be changed. Time does not walk backward. No amount of thought, no matter how strong, can bring back yesterday for correction. When we fight this truth, we suffer. To honor the past does not mean to deny regret, but to transform it. We can look at our mistakes with honesty and accept them as part of our path. We can allow regret to soften into humility, into compassion for ourselves and for others. In this way, the silent weight becomes lighter. Life will always contain choices we wish had been different. Yet by releasing regret's grip, we give ourselves the chance to live more wisely today. The past cannot be rewritten, but the present is still open before us. That is where freedom waits. When we look back at our past, we may see both joy and sorrow. The joy can lift our spirit, while the sorrow can bring tears. But there is a key that can help us face both with balance. That key is gratitude. Gratitude does not erase pain or make loss disappear, but it changes the way we hold our memories. It opens a doorway to peace. To feel gratitude for the past means to notice the gifts hidden within it. Even in difficult times, there may have been a lesson, a helping hand, or a moment of courage that carried us forward. Gratitude allows us to bow to these moments, not with clinging, but with respect. It says, "I see what you gave me and I thank you." When we remember a loved one who is gone, gratitude allows us to focus not only on the loss, but on the blessing of having known them. When we think of struggles we faced, gratitude allows us to see the strength we discovered along the way. This does not mean we deny sadness. It means we let sadness rest alongside thankfulness, so that the memory does not become only a wound. Gratitude also protects us from bitterness. Without it, we may see only what was taken from us. With it, we can see also what was given. In this way, gratitude balances the story of our life, bringing light to places that might otherwise remain in shadow. The doorway to peace is not far away. It opens each time we say, with sincerity, "Thank you." By walking through it, we carry the past with gentleness, and we create more space for joy in the present. The past is a teacher, and like every teacher, it offers lessons. But once the lesson is learned, we are free to move forward. Too often, we confuse learning with carrying. We think that to remember what happened, we must keep the weight of it on our shoulders. Yet learning is light, while carrying is heavy. When we learn from the past, we take its wisdom without dragging its sorrow behind us. Imagine a traveller crossing a mountain. On the way, they stumble on a stone, and they fall. They notice the stone. They see how it caused them to trip, and they remember to watch their step more carefully. That is learning. But if the traveller picks up the stone and carries it for miles, believing it is necessary, they only tire themselves. That is carrying. Many of us do this with old mistakes or hurts. We hold them inside, repeating them in our mind, as if holding them will protect us. But in truth, it is the understanding that protects us, not the weight. To learn means to see clearly, to accept the lesson, and to walk on without bitterness. Learning without carrying also means being gentle with ourselves. None of us can live without mistakes. None of us can avoid pain. The question is not how to erase them, but how to walk more wisely because of them. If we allow the past to give us clarity while leaving its heaviness behind, then our steps today become lighter. The past can be a gift, but only if we accept it with open hands, not clenched fists. In this way, we honor the teacher without becoming its prisoner. Nostalgia is a gentle feeling, like a soft wind from the past. It can arrive when we hear an old song, smell a familiar dish, or look at a photograph. In those moments, our heart warms, and we feel connected to times that shaped us. Nostalgia can heal by reminding us of beauty and kindness that touched our life. It shows us that even if days have passed, their light has not fully disappeared. But nostalgia has another side. If we give it too much power, it can trap us. We may begin to believe that the best part of our life is already behind us. We may compare today with yesterday, and decide that today is less valuable. In this way, nostalgia can quietly turn joy into sadness. Instead of being lifted by memory, we may become stuck in longing. It is important to welcome nostalgia without letting it control us. When it comes, we can smile at it, honor it, and let it remind us of what is precious. But we must also return to the present, because the present is where life breathes. Nostalgia should be like a gentle visitor, not a master who keeps us locked in the past. To use nostalgia wisely means to let it inspire us. A memory of kindness can move us to show kindness now. A memory of strength can give us courage today. In this way, nostalgia connects past and present instead of separating them. Nostalgia is a bridge, but we must not stop in the middle. We cross it with gratitude, carrying the gentle warmth it gives, and then continue walking into the life that is waiting before us. The past holds both our victories and our wounds. Victories remind us of times when we felt strong, successful, or admired. Wounds remind us of moments when we were hurt, rejected, or broken. Both kinds of memories shape us, but when we live only inside them, we lose touch with the life that is happening now. Some people carry their victories like trophies in their mind. They return again and again to old achievements, telling themselves that those were the best days. While remembering success can bring confidence, it can also close the door to new growth. If we believe that nothing today can equal yesterday, we stop trying, and our spirit becomes smaller. Others live mainly in their wounds. They replay painful experiences, sometimes for years, as if the past injury is still happening in the present. These wounds become like shadows that cover every new day. Instead of healing, life becomes centered on old hurt, and this prevents the heart from opening to fresh joy. Both victories and wounds are real, and both deserve respect. But they are not meant to be permanent homes. Victories should inspire us to create new achievements. Wounds should remind us of our strength and our capacity to heal. Neither should trap us. Living only in old victories is like sitting beside yesterday's fire, hoping it will keep us warm forever. Living only in old wounds is like carrying ashes that no longer burn, but still darken our hands. To honor the past means to learn from both, and then step forward. Life is still offering us fresh fires and open skies, if only we choose to live in them today. The past will always walk with us, but it does not need to take up all the space in our hearts. To live fully, we must make room for today while still allowing yesterday to rest quietly within us. This balance is like arranging a home. We may keep pictures of loved ones on the wall, but we also keep a chair open for guests who arrive now. Both can exist together. When yesterday takes too much space, today becomes small. We may spend hours remembering what has already happened, while the beauty of the present moment passes unnoticed. A child's laughter, a friend's voice, or the sight of the sky may all be missed, because our minds are elsewhere. Yet life is happening here, not only in memory. Creating space for today does not mean pushing away the past. It means giving each its proper place. The past can be a teacher, a reminder, and even a comfort. But today is the field where we can act, speak, and love. If we let yesterday's presence be gentle instead of loud, then today can shine more brightly. One way to create this balance is by pausing to notice small things. The taste of food, the sound of birds, the rhythm of our own breath, all these belong to today. When we give attention to them, we discover that life is still generous. Yesterday may bring wisdom, but today brings life itself. To honor the past while creating space for today is to live with open hands. We hold our memories with care, but we also open ourselves to what is new. In this openness, we find that every day, including this one, has its own gift waiting to be received. The past often carries pain caused by others or by ourselves. These wounds may stay alive inside us for many years, shaping how we see the world. Sometimes, even small injuries can grow heavy if we hold them too tightly. Forgiveness is the key that softens this weight. It does not erase what happened, but it changes how we carry it. To forgive does not mean to say that the wrong was right. It does not mean forgetting or pretending. Instead, forgiveness is choosing not to let the injury control our heart any longer. It is an act of release, a decision to stop feeding the fire of anger. By doing this, we give peace not only to others, but also to ourselves. When we refuse forgiveness, we keep the wound open. Every memory touches it, and every new day feels smaller because of it. Anger may feel like strength at first, but over time it drains us. It becomes a chain that ties us to the very past we wish to escape. Forgiveness, on the other hand, gives freedom. It allows us to look at the past without the same sharp pain. It lets us remember with more clarity and even with compassion. We may still feel sadness, but the sadness is softer, no longer burning with the same fire. To forgive ourselves is also important. Many people carry guilt as if it were a duty. But guilt cannot change yesterday. Only understanding and gentle forgiveness can turn mistakes into lessons. The role of forgiveness is not to erase, but to transform. It changes the heavy stone into something lighter, something we can carry without losing our breath. In this way, forgiveness opens the path forward. The past is like a map that shows where we have traveled. It carries signs of roads we took, choices we made, and lessons we learned along the way. A map is useful, but it is not the journey itself. In the same way, the past can guide us, but it must not control us. If we mistake the map for the road, we stop moving. Allowing the past to guide means we look at it with clear eyes. We notice the mistakes that brought pain, and we choose not to repeat them. We remember the kindness that helped us, and we allow it to inspire our own actions. In this way, the past becomes a teacher and a friend, pointing to better directions without demanding that we walk backward. But when the past controls us, life becomes narrow. We may act out of fear because of old hurts, or we may avoid new experiences because they remind us of failures long ago. We may also cling to old successes, trying to relive them instead of creating new ones. In all these cases, the past is no longer a guide, it has become a ruler. True freedom comes when we use the past wisely, but do not obey it blindly. We listen to its lessons, but we do not let them decide every step for us. We honor what has been, but we stay open to what is unfolding now. The past can light our way, but the light must fall on the present road. By letting the past guide without control, we carry both wisdom and openness. This balance allows us to walk into the future with steadiness and trust. Life becomes richer when memory and presence walk together in harmony. Memory reminds us of where we have come from, the people who shaped us, and the paths we have crossed. Presence reminds us that we are alive now, breathing, seeing, hearing, and feeling in this very moment. When these two work together, we live with depth as well as freshness. If we rely only on memory, life becomes old even while we are still living it. We replay what has already happened and forget to notice the beauty around us. Each day then feels like a shadow of yesterday. On the other hand, if we try to cut off memory completely, we lose connection with our roots. We become like a tree without soil, alive but unstable. Harmony means honoring both. We can sit quietly and let a memory rise, smiling at the love or wisdom it carries. Then, without clinging, we return our attention to the sound of the world today, the voices around us, the rhythm of our breath, the feeling of being alive in this moment. In this balance, the past is not an enemy, but it is also not the master. To live in harmony is to treat memory like a gentle companion. It walks beside us, but it does not lead us away from the road. Presence is the ground beneath our feet, steady and real. Memory gives us depth. Presence gives us life. And together they allow us to walk with peace. When we find this balance, we discover that honoring the past and living fully now are not opposites. They are partners, reminding us that life is a gift, not only remembered, but also lived. The past is like a book that we have already read. It contains chapters of love, struggle, growth, and loss. We carry this book with us, but it is not the only book we will ever open. Life keeps offering us fresh pages each day, waiting to be filled with new words, new meetings, and new moments. When we honor what has been written without becoming trapped inside it, we free ourselves to continue writing the story of our life with clarity and openness. Living fully now does not mean rejecting the past. It means walking with it gently, allowing it to stand behind us like a wise elder while we face forward toward the horizon. Each breath, each step, each word we share today becomes part of tomorrow's memory. If we live with care and presence, the past that we leave behind will also become something worth honoring. The truth is simple. Yesterday cannot return, but today is alive. By opening our hearts to the present, we discover that life has not run out of gifts. There are still hands to hold, voices to hear, skies to admire, and paths to walk. The greatest way to honor the past is to live well in the present, because that is where life continues. Before I close, I want to express my deep gratitude. Your kind support through likes, subscriptions, comments, super thanks, and membership is something I do not take for granted. It warms my heart to know that these words are received with openness and care. Thank you for walking this path together. May the days ahead be lived fully, with respect for what has passed and trust in what is still to come.